Hello. How are we? Am I not loud enough compared to the music? Is the music too loud? Because I can make the music not be as loud as it is. Oops. Wow, I'm doing good at this. Just take a minute here and we'll see if anybody's on their way. See if anybody's coming to check out what's going on. So if you check the description for this video, there are links to the different guitars that I'm thinking about getting. And there's also a link to the Canadian music store that I'm going to be looking to get these off of. Let me see here one second. I'm just going to make this music is kind of messing with me. There. Very, very dull roarish kind of stuff. There. So. There we are. So we're just taking a look here. I'll even give you a little preview before while we're waiting for anybody else to show up. But these are what I'm looking at. So, this was the original idea. Was the Ibanez. I wanted to, I'm an Ibanez guy. I originally had wanted to get an Ibanez guitar. The only issue was, I know what's going on. Hold on, I gotta fix my mic here real quick because we did the stream the other day. There, that's better. It was on 360 instead of being on cardioid. Well, stereo. Stereoid. I'm going to call it stereoid. I think that sounds pretty good. But this was the original idea, was to get... I'm an Ibanez guy. I have an Ibanez. Which is... that one there. It's the color of hibiscus red, so we call it Hermione, and we call the case the Chamber of Secrets. But this was the idea. I was going to get an Ibanez. I've always been a big Steve Vai fan, so I was thinking like one of the Steve Vai ones. I've always kind of wanted, but they're like so wicked expensive. The Gem Juniors, which this one is bright pink. Trust me, the other choices of colors for these, it's not inspiring. This is, so here we go. Here's white. Nice old, normal, boring white. And then, for even better, I don't know why anybody figured this one out, is the yellow one. Which has got pink, like, it's like a yellow lemon kind of urine color. Like real bad urine, and then pink pickups. Like I don't. It makes me wonder if maybe Steve Vai might be colorblind. That he was like, oh man, I tell you right now that blue and yellow one, or not blue and yellow, like brown and red one, it just pops. And it's like, no, Steve, that's like pink and horrible yellow color. But that's besides the point. That was the basic general idea, was I was going to try to get one of these. The only issue is that I don't know right now if they're still making them. I hope they are. But they don't have any in stock at all. So I looked at some other ones. This is the first one that I was kind of looking at. One of the ESPs. It's one of the LTD ESPs. I couldn't, I don't have the price range to go for an actual ESP, although I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. But the what's in my price range, though, is the Kirk Hammett model, the lower Signature Series version of the Kirk Hammett one, which is kind of funny to me, basically, because it's a fantastic guitar, but, you know, I love Metallica, but Kurt's got to get more pedals than just the Crybaby. A bit of variety. I'm just saying. He uses it quite a bit. So, then I was looking at the Jacksons. I don't know why. I'm sweet on this one, and I have no idea why. It's one part of the reason is that it is a full neck through. So what that means for Sam, who I don't think you play guitar, do you, Sam? So the difference between a bolt-on neck and neck through is that it's all one solid piece of wood. Although it's of course made from different pieces of wood, but they're all glued together, laminated together. So the sustain on the notes is a lot longer. I believe it changes the tone quite a bit too, but I'm not sure on that one. Next in our contestants is another Jackson. This one is an ugly color. Oh, looking through. Ah. Okay, so this one's red. Of my choices, it's kind of low on the scale again, but it's mostly because it's a neck through. That's really what was kind of getting me towards this. Now, I said I was an Ibanez guy, but the reason that I'm not going with an Ibanez is because that Gem Junior is the only one in that range of price that's in my affordable range. For anything else, Ibanez that has the floating bridge, that's getting up into like the $1,500 range. I can't go there. That's cool though, because I found some pretty good ones in the range I'm looking for. If we get a few more people, I will show you what I'm replacing from this, because when it comes to my collection of guitars, the acoustic guitar is the only good one. It's a really nice acoustic, sounds fantastic. But the two electrics that I have, one of them I got at Walmart for $100 Canadian. Now, if you're American, that's $75. It's made by a company named First Act, which most of their instruments are made for the idea of early learning for music. So around maybe junior high, when you're going to start trying to play guitar, this is going to be one of the first guitars your parents are going to buy you. They don't have a lot in a price range above that until you get to like the $5,000 range for the guitars. So they pretty much go like straight from about $200 to $5,000 as far as I remember. And there's just a few signature series in there, like Adam Levine has a signature series guitar with First Act. But besides that, and I do believe the what do you call them there? Oh, the Hello Kitty drums and stuff that you see some of the metal guys playing, it's them that makes them. As far as I remember, it is them, which is kind of cool. Also, we were looking at this. This one, I'm kind of cool on too. It's got it's got pretty decent pickups. So most of these have either, I think all of these ones here are, except for this one, the other two are Duncan designed. They're not Seymour Duncans, but they're Duncan designed. So this is just basically, I kind of, the reason I went with Jackson's, looking through them, and by the way, I have no problem if anybody wants to suggest a different brand. I'm not a big fan of, I love Epiphone, but I'm not a big fan of Gibson, because I wouldn't be able to even afford one in my wildest dreams, and it's, a lot of people have told me that their quality has gone downhill quite a bit, that they've gotten stuff from them that is not in the best of shape, and I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it's like when you're gonna go buy a microphone and someone was like, oh, go get a Newman microphone. Yeah, no, I don't have that kind of money. I can't buy a $5,000 microphone kind of thing. So I kind of steer away from Gibson. For Fenders, I'm not the hugest fan of Fenders. There's nothing wrong with them. Great guitars. But for what I think from what I'm showing you here so far, what I'm looking for is something to play metal with. And Fenders, you can play metal with Fenders, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's just never been, it's not for me, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm totally open to any suggestions anybody has. And then, this one is at the top of my price range, and it is also a neck-through Jackson. It's got, the pickups in it are, I think these, I don't know if those are Hot Rails, but they're all Duncan designed ones in this one as well. The difference was okay. I didn't have the multi stream here stuff on, did I? Oh, for really? Okay. Yeah, you're not showing me the YouTube chat. That's a bit annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. All right, I'll have to put this as a projector over here so I can actually read the chat. I don't know why it's doing that either. It's acting weird on me. No, not that window. What are you doing? What are you doing? You think I've done this before? I use this thing all day. You'd really think that I did, but it just looks like. There we go. And can we do it? There we go. Now I can read the chat. Holy crap! Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We've got this all figured out now. Whew. Yeah, what is his name again, real quick? Jim Root. Jim Root's signature series is basically a Telecaster. And it's a fantastic looking guitar. Like, the stats on that thing, well, it's not like it's got vitality and hit points. Oh, maybe it does. But, just the details on that guitar are fantastic. Like, oh, that thing is nice. So, we have a bit of an idea. We're going to go back here a bit and re-explain real quick one more time, since we got a few more people hanging around taking a look. This was the original idea. They don't have this in stock right now. I'm a big Ibanez guy and a big Steve Vai fan, so that was the first thing that I was thinking about. The ones that I'm looking between now is there's this LTD that is a all of these links for these guitars, by the way, are also in the description for the video. This is the LTD M200 FM ESP. I mean, you kind of can't go wrong with ESP, but the LTD are the lower price ones for them. But I have heard people say the LTDs are really, really good. That's some pretty metal that's going on there. Okay. So, next on our agenda, again, we're back here, looking at this one. This is the one with the Hot Rails. Does anybody know exactly what Hot Rails are? Because as far as I can tell, it's like what, humbucker that's in the space of a single coil pickup, but are they really crazy tone on them or something of that nature? Okay, so for like the ESPs. Okay. Back on the Jacksons. This one, it's mostly like this is probably not really in something I'm gonna get, I don't think, because kind of looking at it, where it's, I don't like the color. It's nice that it's a neck through, but there was another one that I was looking at, like the journey through all of these different guitars that are there. Oh my god, there are some bad colors in there, and I don't know why they're making guitars. Like there's another Jackson one. It's a green crackle, and it's a great looking guitar. It's got great equipment on it. But oh my god, it is it's not a good looking guitar. Let's see here. No, I am right-handed. I play with the I fret with the left. Good as well. Yeah, I mean, I've seen even guys in bands that I've seen videos for that are playing LTDs. The Genesis series for Ibanez, yeah, they're there. Let's take a look here, but I think they are a bit outside of my range. I think they're about 15. So, go back here one. Let's see. That's cool. Yes, I remember a few guys that played. Is it Hohner? How it's pronounced, Hohner? I think that's kind of how it would. Also, the EVHs are kind of in my range, but I don't know if I'm real crazy about the those. I don't know. I mean, I'm just taking a look to see what we can find. I'm gonna go right back to the beginning of all things here, to the electric guitars, and then I'm gonna throw it on. Let's see, prices of low to high, because otherwise we end up in a whole bunch of things that don't want. And it's probably over around here. So I remember the Genesis series were pretty far down in the list, actually. Oh, let's just search for Ibanez Genesis. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So that one is under 1,000. Probably steer away from that one. Yeah, these are, the Genesises are about 1,500 Canadian. That's a bit far out of her. Let's see. So you're thinking you like the EVH? I mean, some of them are pretty badass. Let's see. See, the reason I got the big long fingernails is because I've played acoustic guitar for the longest time. I haven't played an electric. Well, I like my electrics. I don't really play them that often, because, as I was saying, like, they're pretty poor quality guitars. So I've focused more on electric than anything else. Yeah. The PRSs are not too bad of guitars. RG550? Yeah. That's, I think I was looking at an RG as well, but the only thing was for the choices of RGs on here, it's really just a white one. Yeah, so the RG350DX is on there. It's not too bad, but I was kind of hoping not to get something that's white. It's kind of like the only color I'm kind of like against. I would even go and play the horrible yellow color with the pink pickups if that was the case, but if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm looking to. I'm preferring to go towards something with a floating tremolo. Is kind of how I'm. I mean, I'm kind of like a utility guitarist where if I could get an 8-string with a Floyd Rose in it, if I had the kind of money for that, because there are a few of them that do exist, I get that just so I have every bass covered. I don't know if I'll use the lower 2 strings, but I've got them there if I need them, kind of thing. So that's why I was kind of going more towards something that has a floating bridge. Yeah, actually, there was one without a floating bridge from Charvel that I was looking at, and it was the Joe Duplantier model from Gojira, which is actually the white one, is one that he actually played on the album, on Magma. Thanks, have a good night, Chris. Yeah, there's, let's go take a look here for Charvel. So that's what I was looking at for a while, was the Joe Duplantier. What model is this? It's a Sandimas Pro Mod, style 2, well, double humbuckers. What are we looking at for pickups in this? A couple of Duncan design ones, not too bad. Another thing that I was kind of steering, I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted something with active or passive electronics. I'm thinking passive because I do it with my acoustic all the time, that I'll turn the tuner on and I'll forget, and I just kill 9-volt batteries. It's annoying. It's playing Guitar Battle. I'd like to have 24 if possible, just so, again, utility, that if I need to get up to the 24th note. Also because of the reason that I want it to kind of go towards that one, although I don't have any right now, is because it's one of the Steve Vai guitars. I'm a huge Steve Vai fan, and like for me, musically, I pick a song that I know there's no way I will ever in hell be able to play, which, you know, you will sooner or later, and for me that song's been Eugene's Trick Bag, and you kind of can't play the very last note in that without one of the guitars that he has. Well, I mean, it's probably one of his signature series that's set up like that, where you can actually be able to bend that note that high. I don't know, or maybe it's changed now that it's different, that it's with different setups of guitars now, it's easier to do, but from what I understood, that very last note in Eugene's Trick Bag, you pretty much have to be playing one of Steve's guitars to do. I don't know how true that is. I'm gonna guess, you know, like 50-50, 20-30. I could just say a whole bunch of different numbers, but I don't really quite know much about numbers, so we'll just leave it at that. So, this ESP's out. It's, this one here, I believe, it's $739 Canadian, so that's on as Ron's telling me, the lower scale. And we're down to 5. That's pretty good, I think. And I don't know what it is about this one that I'm sweet on. You know? Okay. I don't know why this wasn't updating over here. Look at me going, just streaming so good. Ah, yes, Zamatis. Those are who has one of those Zamatis guitars? Or Zamitis? Zamitis? Not quite sure, but well. Okay. So what's so different with the neck on a Charvel than a non-Charvel? I know the necks on the Ibanez's are really, really thin as well. Let him go. Yeah, it does look like I know what you mean. Was it the Fender P basses that looked like that? Because the P bass, well, the P bass has, yeah, for the most part, but it goes back all the way to the bridge. It's like a P bass pickguard with like some of it cut off. I don't mind that pickguard much at all. Mostly, again, looking at that because it's got a neck through. That's pretty awesome. Neck through in a floating trem, recessed. I mean, not too bad. Oh, there's an idea, Ron. Reverb. I could take a look at reverb as well. What else do we got here? The DK24s. I think that might be what this is here. No, not that one. This one here is a DK2X. It's not a Dinky 24, but it's a DK2X. It's a bolt-on, but I really like the contour behind the neck for the easier access. I have kind of small hands. I haven't got those giant Les Claypool fingers like. Yeah. So another question is, active or not, like, I really don't know. For me, metal has kind of always sounded like metal for a very long time. That metal has sounded like metal, and there was a point where we started having the active electronics, and there was a point where we didn't. I'm not really sure what that is, why it makes much of a difference. Okay, I see what you're saying, Guitar Zen, with the radius on the neck. I think mostly I've ever had guitars that had a very, very flat fretboard. I just had a dumb moment there, didn't I? No. I don't even know what the radius of the neck is. Basically what makes it more like a baseball bat than like the top of a baseball bat. Just makes it real thick, round neck. Is that what that is? Are we looking for, like, you know, let's just say I don't understand what the radius part of the neck is all about. We're just gonna say that's my level of knowledge right there, and you can help me. Yeah, I can get a gem on here as well, but again, I was just like, that's the only thing I kind of really don't want is a white guitar, like a white. If I was the type of person to play like a Les Paul, yeah, white Les Paul would be really, really cool. But that's kind of not my style, kind of thing. And I don't know, there's something that just feels strange about playing metal on an all-white guitar. I suppose it's kind of actually like backward from what you should be doing, I suppose, like just the Black Death metal guitar. I don't know. just maybe it's a personal choice that I'm just not crazy about white, but okay. I couldn't remember exactly what it was from the back of the neck for how round it would be, but I've never played anything that has much of a radius to the fretboard. I've mostly played things where the fretboard is pretty much flat. The two that I have. All right, so let's meet the what am I going to call these two? The suspects? No, not suspects, but like the accused? I don't know. This thing has not been cleaned or played in a very long time. It is a Telecaster style, and it is a Fender, but it is a Fender Starcaster. A Starcaster. Its fretboard is, you can't get the strings down to any kind of a decent action without it fretting out at one part of the neck, because the neck is just, it's not good. Don't feel like polishing the frets. It's was not. Most of my electric guitars have kind of been whim guitars where I've just been like, oh, that's, I have a couple $100 and I haven't played an electric guitar in a long time. Yeah, I figure flatter fretboard is an easier shred kind of thing, where, because the strings in the, well, I suppose the middle strings would be closer to the fretboard, but that's just kind of, that sounds unholy to me. That sounds like something that I'm just gonna sprinkle holy water on, because I don't like the idea of, I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense to why you might want that. Yeah. Is there an advantage to having a slight curve to the fretboard? Trying to think of anything I can think that... Not really, that I can think of. Okay. So I will have to take a look at reverb. Okay, let's show you the other one. This one. This thing. Okay, it's got one pickup in it. This pickup sounds like what mud sounds like. It is so muddy. Single volume, which is I'm cool with. I've got no problem with that. I am fine with a guitar that's just got one volume knob and a toggle switch. Although, because I really don't get a point. I mean, it can kind of help a little bit having the tone knob on there, but I don't really care, really, for the tone knob. But what I've heard Joe Bonamassa uses it for is he'll have it up to where he likes it, and when he goes for the solo, he'll boost it the rest of the way so his solo kind of lifts up and stands out a little bit more. But this is the one it's caught on the headstock on it can be kind of confusing, because you can kind of look at it and go, oh, is that like a Music Man? No. That's the first act right there. Best part of this guitar is let's see if I can get my brain to. There we go. Is the fret wrap and the wedgie. That wedgie thing is awesome. It just sticks between your strings. You put your guitar picks in there, and everybody's totally happy because they're like, "Whoa, there's guitar picks stuck in the strings. I can pull out and use whenever I want." And the fret wraps are really, really cool. If you don't know what fret wraps are, check their website. It's very much worth it. You can put it around the strings above the head, above the nut, and it'll get rid of string, like unwanted string noise up there. You can also put them on the actual, before the nut, so that you can get rid of any string noise when you're doing tapping and stuff like that. But I like that. Okay. because I think some of the Fenders that I've played, like I've had uncles that have had like American-made Fenders, and those I think had a little bit of a roundness to the neck, or to the fretboard, a little bit of a radius on it. Yeah, I think I kind of remember playing that, and it wasn't too bad. Okay, let's take a look at reverb. Do I know how to spell reverb? No. Okay, so I have been to reverb at a point in the past, back in the long, long ago, which I think might have been actually earlier this afternoon. Let's see what we find here. Okay. Multiple finishes. So is there going to be like more than one of these people selling the... I've never actually used reverb before. That's one thing though. I've owned a Squire before, and they're fairly decent. I don't know what it is with that Starcaster. I've never seen those before, but they make both the, I think they make both the Strat and the Telecaster in that. And I think it's lower quality than the Squires. Oh, I should have mentioned with the first DAC guitar. This thing has the 6 thickest strings from an 8-string set on it. That was my absolute boredom, just so I could try to learn to play Bleed from Meshuggah. The answer to your question is a little bit, kinda. It's pretty rough. Yeah, the more that you guys are mentioning about the radius on the neck, the more I'm remembering one of my uncle's Fenders, or I can't remember where I played it, but I remember one of those necks that had that little bit of a curve to it, and it was a bit more comfortable. With the Telecaster type guitar that we have here, what I'm thinking about actually doing with that, because the pickups are not the absolute worst on it, is getting one of the Grover Perfect nuts, which will just go over the normal plastic nut and raises it up, and then raising the string height up a bunch to use it as kind of a makeshift lap steel. Sorry. Getting a tone bar for it, kind of doing that kind of thing. So why not? Sounds like fun. What do we got here? Yeah, that was a really good choice to restart playing guitar. For me, it's kind of like restarting as well, but what I'm doing is I'm restarting the playing stuff that isn't acoustic stuff. Like I'm restarting, trying to learn to shred, basically. I used to play lead guitar when I was real young in a band, and I was fairly good. I wasn't like I was probably like 60% of the way there, if you know what I mean. Like, I couldn't quite do some of the Steve Vai stuff. I was a big fan of, what do you call it, big fan of Joe Satriani as well. Also, no, like, one of my other favorite guitarists was Nuno Betancourt. and some of his stuff I could manage. I could manage some fairly difficult stuff, but I hadn't really taken the time to just really learn to shred like crazy before I kind of stopped playing guitar, which I can't remember why. But then I went back to playing acoustic guitar a while back. And speaking of Bandmade, I did take a look on Amazon, and they do have shirts on there, and they're wicked. I'm totally going to get a shirt for Heather and I. One of these days. Just, you got this, Ron. You'll be Love Bites level in note. Well, will any of us ever really be Love Bites level? I mean, let's be serious about this. Yeah, I'm also seeing, like, I didn't see a used one there yet. I'm trying to find that. But I did find this new one, which, I mean, slightly out of the range, but not that bad, just because there's shipping on it. Yeah. Okay. Here's another reason why I wanted to go with the pink Ibanez gem. Just first of all, look at me for a second. How damn badass would I look playing like a hot pink guitar? Besides that, I already have a name for it. I was gonna call it after the. I was gonna name it after the main character of the movie Legally Blonde, and I was gonna call it Elwood, which is also due to the fact that it's pretty cool that Elwood Blues. I don't know. I'm just weird. Yeah. Don't mind me. I have a baritone ukulele that died, and we called it Dobby, but it's dead now. It passed away, which was still pretty awesome. I've got to get another baritone ukulele because it's the strings on it are the same as the 4 highest strings on a guitar, so you can sit there and play the opening to Hangar 18 on it, and it sounds badass. Really, really, really badass. It's a ton of fun just to pick that up and play that on it. Yeah, but that's cool though, because you weren't gonna play guitar, and you got into a certain band. It doesn't really matter that it's Love Bites or Nightwish or Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet. There's a really, really weird reference to a Canadian band. It inspired you to do it. That's awesome. And in this day and age right now, with the internet, it is a good time to try to learn to play an instrument, because you can find a lot of really, really good, solid information on how to do it. When I remember, 20 years ago, in the early days of the internet, which you guys all remember, it was hard. It was hard to find solid stuff on the internet. What was the name of the site? What was the name of the site that you would go and get all of the tabs from? And we had used a web snake to download the entire site. What was that called? Harmony Central? Yes, Harmony Central. Okay. 8 white guitars. That's awesome. Don't know if I'm ready to see. Here's where I need an opinion. The Ibanez or something with a neck through? Because I'm thinking. Yeah, actually, I for right now, I'm just probably gonna buy this. I think that's probably gonna be. Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing what you mean with the Dennis is saying the neck on the LTD, thin U-neck. Jackson is a C shape. Okay, so that's maybe that's kind of clinching it for me there. Not crazy with that. Ibanez has that flat C to the U-shaped neck where it's, because I think a flatter neck I'm gonna like, well, on the back of the neck. I like that more. Someone else remembers Harmony Central. No, I remember one of my buddies was like, let's just go get the whole thing. And he just set it up. He's all those text files. So many text files. I was lucky with I'm sure most of you guys know what Ultimate Guitar is. If you don't, go check Ultimate Guitar out. It's a wicked site, but you probably know what it is because I doubt anybody that plays guitar really doesn't know too much about that. But I was lucky where with my tablet, I had purchased it was like $20 or something like that Canadian for a lifetime membership of it. But I ended up being grandfathered into it, so that on the actual website as well, I have a lifetime subscription to it, which kind of worked out really good. I have no idea how I managed that, but I'm very proud of myself, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I have any tab books anymore. I haven't for a while. I had a ton of them before. Most of, like, I had a shelf that was role-playing game books and fucking tab books. That's basically what the whole thing was. I was always excited because every time that this town's kind of small, so you don't see a whole lot of like, you wouldn't see a whole lot of tab books around. Music stores would, the actual like guitar stores, there was 2 of them, and they were both quite a bit away from where I was. Well, not like really like a 15-minute drive either way kind of thing. You couldn't kind of walk there when I was young, and I've never learned how to drive. Don't worry about that. Don't let that freak you out. It's just the kind of thing. I got a boat. It's all right. They wouldn't have a big selection of them. Usually they'd have your choices were like, they always had a Slayer one, but I had them. They always had like Poison, and I didn't want them. And then sometimes you were really, really lucky that they had something different, like a Corrosion of Conformity, or like a Frank Zappa book, or the Passion and Warfare book. I had that one. I can play about the first 30 seconds of For the Love of God, and then after that, it's just all downhill. What I'm planning on doing, though, is that Heather had told me the only way that you're going to buy yourself a guitar, and it's going to be all good and stuff like that, is if you use this towards the channel. If you do something with it on the channel, which I'm going to do. I'm going to probably try playing some Rocksmith to get my skills back. Also, there's a band that we listen to named Lords of the Trident, and there are some videos that the Baron has done that are learning to play guitar well, not learning to play guitar, but learning to play some of their songs. I might go through those as well, kind of do like a I'm gonna play through the video and see if I can manage to keep up, which probably I won't, but you gotta start somewhere. And yeah, I'll probably do some other weird things with guitars, I'm thinking. The special tribute. Ooh, hello Saturday Morning Cowboy. $9.99 from the Gibson factory. Not bad. Not a V shape to the. I suppose, yeah. No, I've seen those. The ones that have kind of got a bit of a. They're kind of tapered, like on either edge. or not tapered, but yeah, I think I've seen some of those before. Deans? I never even thought, because I think when I was looking at the Deans, most of those, anything that you're going to get, kind of the features I'm looking for on a Dean is fairly expensive? I don't know. Can't remember. Does this site have a Dean on it? Does it have the Dean guitars? No. But the Dan Electric guitars are very, very odd looking, some of them. I mean, a lot of them look like the 1960s, which is fun. But there's one of them that's real fun looking. Where are you at? It's the baby, there we go. The baby sitar. There you go. There's your afternoon figured out. Just gonna sit there and play that. Hopefully you can find a good, it's got a real weird looking bridge on it. It's almost like somebody's gonna get a paddling with that guitar. Oh geez, Arpeggios from Hell is just like tie your fingers up. Yes, I know. I saw there was a video that Herman Lee was reacting to Tina S playing Through the Fire and the Flames, which I've seen that girl play guitar before, and she is amazing. Holy crap, can she ever wail? Bauer, widen their guitar. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Hockey joke from Sweden to Canadian. Perhaps Bauer start to widen their guitar, their brand of guitars. Yeah, that's hilarious. I've never been like I'm Canadian, but I've never been crazy into the hockey. But we all, even those of us who aren't sports people in Canada, if you bring us to a live hockey game, we'll kind of hang out and just take a look, because it's hockey. I mean, but Canada's real national sport is lacrosse. That's the sport where everybody you see has a crooked nose. Harley Benton's? Is that is that a guitar manufacturer, or is that a signature series from a guitar manufacturer? Don't know if I know. Although, there's always Google. Let's see here. Ooh, look at this guy. Look at him. Now, a bass, a Fender bass, that color, beautiful, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. That's when it comes to Fenders. If I'm buying a bass, I'd totally just get a Fender. I mean, that's what you've seen for forever. With, well, there's the part of me that would want a Rickenbacker, but there's the part of me that would probably have to get 2 more jobs to buy a Rickenbacker, because they are not cheap. They're worth the price that they are worth, though. Those are wicked instruments. Oh, jeez. Lemmys. I would. You could take one of my legs, and I'd trade you that for one of Lemmy's. Don't worry about it. They don't work that great. But I'd trade you for one of Lemmy's basses. Those were so cool with the carvings into them. Wicked. Wicked. Listen to this going. This is all stream safe music. That's I've got an app in there that a lot of the streamers use, as far as I know, called Pretzel. It just kind of plays music that is stream safe. But yeah, They were just going to it with that double bass drum. Okay, so yeah, Warwicks make wicked instruments. The reason that I never even thought to say Warwick is because I've always looked at them whenever I've had, looking through one of the guitar magazines, I'd see them, and then I'd try to figure out what like, how much are those things? And then I'd find out how much they are, and I'd go, oh, okay, never mind. Because I don't think I've seen, like, I don't know what this song is doing. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This song is weird. Okay. Alright. There we go. That's better. That's better. Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah. Is there a reason for that? Why the Rickenbackers are held to refret? Yeah, I would totally get one of his basses. Marco's bass is wicked looking. That thing is a beast of an instrument. I haven't looked up like what kind of pickups are in it or any of the stats on it. But honestly, I think Ron, I think you've got me here, Ron. I think we're going with the original idea of the gem, but we'll get it from Old Cavalier Music Studio here in Markham, Canada. Unless anybody thinks we're missing out on a great idea. Who is John Entelweiss? Or Entwistle? I don't know. I know that name, but I don't know. I know that name. Oh, that's driving me crazy. See, I know I got Google right in front of me, but I try to use my brain to try to remember things, because sooner or later, I mean, I'm pretty white already. Probably gonna start forgetting things. I'm just messing with you. I just thought I'd just stare at something else for a second and not say anything. So you'd be like, oh no, it's already happening right now. He's already basically just forgot all of it. Yes, there we go. The bassist from The Who. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, Victor Wooten doesn't help. That, I've looked up before, Les Claypool's basses. I think they're handmade by one guy. I don't think you can buy them, if I remember correctly. Or you can buy them, but they're expensive. But I think it's one dude that makes them, something like that. I was bored one afternoon. I was just like, oh, can you buy Les Claypool's bass? Are those basses for sale, or are they? Because I've never seen anybody else beside him with one of them. So it's just kind of are those real? Have I dreamed it? Who knows? This background music isn't bad, actually. I wonder if this is just... Is it independent music? Or is this something like it's metal bands that'll just write songs to do stock music? Because that would be weird. I think a little bit. Whole album of stock music. Yes, I have considered Schecter. Any of the reason that I didn't look at a Schecter was because of the price once you got to anything that had most of it was hardtails. But take a quick look here again at these Schecters. Schecters are fantastic instruments. Let's see what we're... See what we've got. Okay. Okay. I am considering Schecter. Look at this. Oh, that is nice. It's a nice kind of slope on the back of the neck, or the back of the body with the neck joint. That is, oh. Let's see what we got. Okay, so it's their pickups that are in it. Okay. So cheap electronics in the Schecters. Okay, so maybe not so much. Who knows? Yeah, it's getting a bit steep for me. Have you ever heard anything about the charcoal one? Out of curiosity. I mean, no, not that one. What are you doing? I think that charcoal guitar just snuck up on me in the wrong one. This one here. But I mean, it's their pickups, so... might have the cheaper electronics in it too. Yeah. Okay. I think we have a winner. I think we have a winner, and I think we've had quite a bit of fun at this particular point. And I think it's that. I think we're gonna go with the original plan. Just kinda solidified by you guys. Yeah. I know. Have you ever seen the 10-second songs channel with Anthony Vincent? He uses them a lot. Who was somebody else I know? Andy James, I think, plays Schecters. I believe, yeah. I might be crazy though. He was. I know he was with ESP for a while, but I think he plays Schecters now. Okay. So, the other thing that I think it was you I was talking about with it, Ron, that when I did get a guitar in here, I was going to do an unboxing for it, and that's probably what we're going to do once it actually shows up. That'll be a lot of fun. So I think we're going with this because it's going to hit all the check all the boxes. It's going to do all the things. And I mean, I originally wanted an Ibanez to begin with anyway, so yeah, I thank you guys for all showing up. I've kind of trailed off a little bit at the end, and I've lost half of you, which is cool. That's okay. Thank you for being there, although you're not there anymore, when you were there. And Ron and Guitar Zen, and Athalonin, thank you as well. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take a look around and see what else is there. See if there's anything that I can find that is just... Sometimes you're lucky and you'll find something incredible at a fantastic price, which you kind of... Hopefully it's in good shape. Yeah. But this has been a lot of fun. Not really scheduled, we just kind of... I was going to do this afternoon, I was going to go and buy the guitar, so I figured, well, you know, it used to be kind of fun with these guys, hang out with everybody for a little while, have a talk, see what's going on, how everybody's feeling, what's all new and stuff like that, show you how poorly I'm streaming at this particular point until we get more used to what we're doing with the streaming, and have some fun. And I think we've got a good choice, but by the end of this night, I will have picked one up, and once it shows up, I'm going to make a video, and it will be awesome. It'll be very awesome. So, I'm also a shy person too. If that never kind of registered, that's most of the reason I started this this YouTube channel, was to get rid of a bit of that. I sing, and I do fairly well at that, but I'm kind of very nervous for that. So doing these videos was a bit of a way for me to get rid of the nerves and just be more comfortable. And I think I'm doing okay, but not right this moment. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm doing all right, but just in the last like 10 minutes or so, like 1 star on Yelp. And you can't really give like half a star on Yelp, or like 0 stars, but just 1. Ooh, somebody is that a bot? It's a bot. Oh, I'm so happy. Finally I have a bot. Finally a bot has showed up to and that's a good point for heading out. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to do this some more so I can get more comfortable too. I went to Newfoundland for a second. I'm going to get more comfortable with doing this. So thank you very much. You're awesome.